Pacers are a 4.5-point underdog tonight. They are plus 125 in the series. As an underdog in these playoffs, the Pacers are 5-2. They eliminated Cleveland as an underdog in their last round. They eliminated the Knicks as an underdog last year. And finally, while the Knicks have Jalen Brunson in clutch time, Tyrese Halliburton has been equally spectacular. In fact, even more so. He's 10 of 11 in the final 90 seconds of the fourth quarter and overtime on shots to tie or take the lead, which is the highest percentage in a season since at least 1997. And we say it that way because that's when we started keeping track of these things with that level of specificity. So we focused on the Knicks side of the series a little earlier. Winman, let's go to the Indiana side of this. And you were talking in the meeting this morning about one X factor that Rick Carlisle will be pushing hard.
Yeah, Rick Carlisle has coached dozens of playoff series. He knows how to coach for the whole series. And I suspect that he's going to try to keep an eye on Jalen Brunson's free throws. I want to take you back to last year when the Pacers played the Knicks in the playoffs. In the first game of that series, Jalen Brunson took 14 free throws. Rick Carlisle came out after that game, thought the officiating was off, sent in over 70 clips to the league office. After that, obviously they changed their defense a little bit too, tried to foul less, but the free throws went down. Brunson's efficiency went down. Look for Rick Carlisle to play the long game in this series in every aspect, whether it's working the officials, whether it's his substitutions, playing more players, whether it's trying to wear out the Knicks over the course of games and over the course of the whole series with speed and their overall depth.
Well, look, one of the big stories, anytime you're talking about Jalen Brunson, and coach, and you know as well as anybody right now, is his ability as a foul creator. And the way he is officiated in particular, and the way the series is officiated in general, always critical, but maybe in this series particularly so.
Yeah, it's going to come down to technique. What we don't want to do is say that the referees are going to be the factor in this series. I think what it's going to come down to is the players. It's going to come down to their ability to be disciplined and execute the game plan that I know Rick will have for them.
Which is what?
Again, you want to wear them down as much as you possibly can. The more bodies you can throw at him, the more you can pick him up in the backcourt, the more you can pressure him, and then involve him on the offensive end. Make him have to guard, make him be a part of the action. So, again, you can try to wear his legs down.
Winman, I quote you constantly on this show and in other conversations. Before the postseason began, in that week where we had the play-ins and everything else, you said the Indiana Pacers are a title contender hiding in plain sight because of their seed, which was primarily predicated on the bad start they got off to. What are people missing if they're sleeping on Indiana?
Well, they are really built for the postseason because they have such great, strong, athletic wings. They are really going to surprise you if you're not ready for them, how much they use their physicality. They will pick you up, as Coach Bickerstaff said, at three-quarter court and pressure you throughout the game. And when one guy gets tired, they will bring in a fresh body and they will do it all over again. They play very physical. They have the ability to play 5 out. They can play with double big lineups. They can play with heavy wing lineups. And when Halliburton is on offensively, they are very potent in the clutch. The first team that alerted me to the concern with the Pacers was folks from the Cleveland Cavaliers in early April. They were worried because they saw how the Pacers were lining up on their side of the bracket and how well they were playing. Those worries were justified, and I suspect that the Knicks are seriously paying attention to the potency of this Pacers team.
So to put it as simply as we can, I always like to give the audience something specific to watch for as they watch the game tonight. You were telling me, at the risk of sounding ridiculous, that the pace for the Pacers is going to be the key. They want to speed it up, so we'll be watching tonight the pace at which the game is played. How does that get determined?
That's it, right? Obviously, you got to get stops. You want to defend without fouling so that guys aren't lined up and initiating their offense, right? They've got a bunch of guys who can push, who can handle 1 through 4, all the way to Siakam in that starting group. So that means they're getting stops. That means they're throwing the ball ahead. Now they're putting pressure. If you see Tyrese Halliburton being the lone ball handler, that means they're taking the ball out of the net a ton and allowing the Knicks to set their defense.
And on the other side, we didn't really get to this as much at the beginning of the hour, the Knicks want to do the absolute opposite, and that's what they're good at, right, is playing late into the shot clock.
Yeah, they're great at it. We like to call them a ball control, like they're a running football team, right? They want to keep the ball in their hands. They're confident in guys like Brunson and Towns to be able to create shots late in the clock and also have shooting around them, right? Anunoby, Bridges, like they don't mind taking those hand grenade shots at the end of the shot clock, and they're comfortable being able to knock them down.
Wingman pace, at the risk, again, of reusing that word, pace in the Pacers-Knicks series might be the deciding factor.
I can't reiterate enough. Rick Carlisle will enter a playoff series thinking about the full 2 weeks. Yes, he obviously wants to win game one, but the moves that they will make in game one, Coach Bickerstaff compared the Knicks to a football team. The Pacers are like a boxer. They are going to inflict body blows, body blows, body blows with the intent of winning it at the end and also winning game 4, winning game 6. Go ask the Cleveland Cavaliers. They were exhausted at the end of those games. The Knicks are better equipped, both personnel-wise and to have their guys play longer minutes. But the Pacers apply pressure to you in ways that you are not used to getting pressure in the NBA.
Yep, I remind you, for anyone who doesn't remember, the Knicks